Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. We're just going to go ahead and we have quorum, so we will go ahead and move forward with the meeting. Thank you, everyone. For each case, there will be a public hearing. We ask that the applicant keep their presentation to under 10 minutes. They may reserve 2 minutes as a rebuttal. We ask that the public keep their comments to 2 minutes unless they have previously requested in writing for 5 minutes as a representative of a group or organization. Pursuant to the provision of Section 2.68.030 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, notice is hereby given that a final hearing before this commission is appealable to the Chancery Court of Davidson County or the Circuit Court of Davidson County, this a statutory writ of certiorari. You are advised to seek your own independent legal counsel to ensure that your appeal is filed in a timely manner and that all procedural requirements are met. You should also seek independent legal advice regarding the applicability of the writ of certiorari to the specific decision of the Historic Zoning Commission. Our first item on the agenda is adoption of the November 15 and November 17, 2021 minutes. Are there any questions to the staff, or is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Okay, there is a motion to approve, and there's a second. Robin has requested that since we do have masks on, I will say who's doing the first and the second. So Caitlin made the motion, and Mina made the second. So thank you. And all in favor of the motion? Okay. Any opposed? None seeing, so that passes. Adoption of the agenda. Robin, please let us know if there are any changes to this.
First of all, thank you for that recap. That's helpful. We have quite a few changes. The following items have been removed from the agenda. Number L for historic tax abatement, that is deferred. Item N for 312 Broadway is deferred. Item O for 116 3rd Avenue South is removed. Item P, 1406 Eastland is removed. Item Q, 2217 Lindell requesting deferral. Item R for 200 Broadway is deferred. And then item J, which is currently on consent, there's been a request to remove it from consent and hear it at the end of the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Robin. Is there a motion to accept the changes to the agenda?
So moved.
Okay. Second. David first and Mina second. Okay. All in favor? Okay. None opposed, so that passes as well. Are there any council members present? Okay, seeing none. Okay, I think staff will present the consent agenda.
All right. As noticed to the public, items on the consent agenda will be voted on at a single time. No individual public hearing will be held, nor will the commission debate these items unless a member of the public or the commission requests that the item be removed from the consent agenda. We will read each case out one by one. If you're in opposition to the project, please raise your hand when we call out the case you want heard. Items removed from the consent agenda will be heard at the end of the agenda. So, first item on the consent agenda are the administrative permits issued for the prior month, followed by 3712 Richland Avenue, new construction of an addition and outbuilding. 2400 Oakland Avenue, new construction of an outbuilding. 900 North 14th Street, new construction of an addition with a setback determination and partial demolition. 4609 Park Avenue, new construction of an addition and a setback determination. And finally, 2926 Westmoreland Drive, new construction of an addition and outbuilding with partial demolition.
Thank you, Melissa. Any questions to the staff? Okay. Is there a motion to accept?
Madam Chairman, I move for approval of the items on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Second by Commissioner Johnson. And all in favor? Okay, none opposed? And all those pass. Okay. Staff, 2206 Elliston Place.
This is a request for designation of the exit in at 2208 Elliston, requested by Councilmember Taylor and the property owner. There are two buildings on this parcel, but it's only the exit in building itself that's being landmarked. The building is in the process of being listed in the National Register of Historic Places. And Savannah Canese is here. She has been working with the Center for Historic Preservation at Middle Tennessee State on the National Register nomination. So I thought it might be best for her to come and tell you a little bit about the history of the place. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course. Hello. My name is Savannah Canese, and as Robin said, I work at the Center for Historic Preservation, and we've been working on the National Register nomination for the exit in. Simply put, our argument for the exit in's historical significance rests on its exceptional contributions to the history of performing arts, entertainment, and recreation. And I do use...
We're just going to move that up a little bit.
Okay, is that better?
Thank you.
Okay. The word here, exceptional, is important because the exit in achieved historic significance within the past 50 years. That is a criteria consideration for the National Register, and we overcome that by arguing exceptional significance. You can move to the next slide.
Can we have you speak just a little bit more closer? Thank you.
Okay.
I think sometimes our public will not hear that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So first, just a little fun tidbit. I'll talk about the name Exit In. This is a Tennessean article that I found, and I found that it was very interesting. Exit In is named that because when they first opened, the stage was at the front of the building. And if you were to walk in off of the sidewalk from Elliston Place, you would walk into the stage. And of course, you would not want to do that. And so this article literally tells patrons how to physically approach the building because it was printed just a few months after it was established. But Exit In was established in 1971 as a listening room or a forum, and it was geared toward a younger crowd. Of course, if you're familiar with the area, it is close to Vanderbilt University. The first owners did that on purpose. They noticed that there was really no place in Music City, the term they used, there was no place to gig. If you did not fit into mainstream country music for the Grand Ole Opry, there was really no place for musicians to come and practice a set, practice new original music, or even do covers. And they were very serious about it. I found another Tennessean article that said when they opened, they only served wine. They did not want this to be a place to come and drink, to come and dance, to come show off a new outfit or pick up a date. That's what the article said. It was about the music. And these types of places were not unique across the United States. This was happening in New York. It was happening in LA, San Francisco, Austin, Texas. But again, there was no venue like this in Nashville. And when the venue opened, it not only provided a space for alternative musicians and artists to perform. You can go to the next slide. They started hosting showcase nights where they would invite music industry people from across the country to come to Nashville, to come to the Exit In, to look at new talent. And this article covers one of the first such events that they have. As you can see, there were music executives there from Detroit and Chicago. One of the first celebrities that really came out of the environment provided by Exit In was Jimmy Buffett. He opened the Exit In, he played there nightly, And throughout the early 1970s, as his career was developing, he would come back and play sets at the Exit Inn. And if you're even remotely familiar with the type of music that he plays, today it's, I think, termed island escapism. But back then, he wasn't really country. He was a little bit folksy. He was a little bit rock. And he's a good example of the type of acts that the Exit Inn embraced. And other acts that became huge names that really started to, what the industry would say, cut their teeth at Exit Inn included John Prine, David Allan Coe, Chris Christopherson. And something else that the Exit Inn did was when musicians would come to Nashville to record, they would often come to the Exit Inn and record those songs and practice the songs that they were recording in the studios. And people who did that included Leonard Cohen for one of his huge albums. And Billy Joel also recognizes Exit Inn as a fairly big contributor to his career. In a 2009 Billboard magazine article, Billy Joel talks about playing at the Exit Inn. He talks about how small the building is, but he said there was a good piano, good acoustics, there were good music audiences, and he calls places like that key to people like him and bands like his, and he called it a watershed gig. Those were his words. Part of Exit Inn's significance rests in its association with the movie Nashville. If you're not familiar with it, it's a 1975 Robert Altman film. It has Lily Tomlin in it, Keith Carradine, Shelley Duvall, Ronnie Blakely. And what it is now known as is Robert Altman's magnum opus, and it is a satire, and critics now understand it as Robert Altman's portrayal of American culture at the time in microcosm. And it is considered one of the greatest films in the 20th century. It was inducted onto the U.S. National Film Registry, and it won one Oscar award. And the reason that is so significant is the person who wrote the screenplay, her name was Joan Tewksbury, and she visited Nashville several times while she was writing the screenplay, and she would hang out at Exit Inn. And so two of the pivotal scenes in the movie are shot at Exit Inn. And the song that won the Oscar for the movie, again, was shot at Exit Inn. And if you'll go to the next slide. There's the movie poster, and the next one. The reception for the movie was held at the Exit Inn, and again, the success of the movie, the success of the song really solidified Exit Inn as sort of the place to be. And it also started catering to bigger names as well as more alternative acts. Some of the more alternative acts were Joan Baez played there, Odetta, who is an African-American folk singer, very heavily involved with the civil rights movement, Shel Silverstein, Etta James, B.B. King. I mean, it just runs the gamut of people who were playing here. And it really, the word on the street among musicians was the Exit Inn was a place that you had to play. One of my favorite quotes that I found from a musician about the Exit Inn was Marty Stewart in the 1970s. He said the Exit Inn was kind of like what Paris must have been in the 1920s. It was all bohemians and new-thinking, forward-thinking people. In 1975, Performance Magazine, they nominated Exit Inn as one of the clubs of the year, and unfortunately that was the time when financial troubles of the Exit Inn really became public. And the reason that we mention the financial instability in our argument for historic significance is because when that first came out, the owners were very candid about the financial challenges. The response from the music industry about the potential of there not being an Exit Inn anymore was huge. Waylon Jennings, Jerry Lee Lewis, bigger names started playing the Exit Inn to try to bring more money in. And one thing I found that was really indicative of the impact that Exit Inn was having was 4 radio stations in Nashville banded together for a benefit concert for the Exit Inn. The soul music format, the country music format, the top 40 format, and the rock format. And that breadth of interest to motivate those radio stations to put on a benefit for Exit Inn really speaks to the impact that Exit Inn was having. In 1980, that's our second period of significance because that was its transformation into a modern rock hall. The owners closed the building, renovated it, and reopened it, and basically gave it a huge facelift on the inside. They updated the acoustics, the sound systems, the HVAC, the bathrooms. They moved the stage. They created 2 green rooms. They wanted to keep all the good that was about Exit In the 70s, but bring it into the modern era. And it was such a big deal for Exit In to reopen that Broadcast Music Incorporated sponsored their reopening event with performances by Chuck Berry. I mean, at the time, how much bigger can you get than Chuck Berry? And throughout the early 1980s, it seemed like the Exit In really struggled for an identity, but it soon started to, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting about my PowerPoint slide. You can click 2 more over. I'm sorry. Okay, so throughout the 1980s, it really shifts to support Nashville's new wave scene, punk scene, and particularly cowpunk scene, which is basically country punk music. And it was around this time in the mid-1980s that Billboard magazine and Rolling Stone, they started admitting that in the early 1980s, Nashville was really ignored by a rock record industry. But by the mid-1980s, it's because places like Exit In provided those spaces, not just for national artists, but for local and regional artists as well. So what we are talking about with historical significance with the Exit In is sort of this intangible cultural heritage, and we talk in those terms because that's what Exit In dictates. It's live music. It is very much intangible. The building is small. It's very unassuming. It has been changed over the years, but we think that the physical existence of Exit In on Elliston Place is extremely important to preserve a fuller, more nuanced story of Nashville's music scene. And I'm going to close with a quote that I found from a music journalist, Noel Murray. He said, "The Exit In is little more than a block of real estate where, thanks to the imagination and good taste of determined people, some amazing things occurred." Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah. And I want to thank the Center for Historic Preservation as well. I know you all know that they're a really valuable partner of ours, and they've been working on this nomination, and our most recent intern was funded by the center, and I think you heard from her maybe 2 months ago or last month, I can't remember. So in summary, I'll just say that staff suggests recommending approval of the historic landmark to Metro Council and the adoption of the existing historic landmark design guidelines to apply to exterior alterations, finding that it meets the eligibility requirements by being eligible for listing in the National Register, and the applicant is here.
Okay.
That's going to be hard to follow up. That was really, really nice. Thank you. My name is Pablo David. I'm a representative of AJ Capital. And first and foremost, thank you for having us here. And most importantly, thank you for all the work that you do on behalf of Nashville to protect these wonderful institutions. We recognized from the very beginning that the Exit In was a really special place. And we're here today to formalize our intentions of preserving the Exit In for, we hope, another 50 years and even better if it's longer. The memories that were created at the Exit In, they're really worth saving, and there's an opportunity to really create more new memories and more wonderful stories like the ones that you just heard. The historic overlay was something that we did not do unwillingly. We had every intention from the minute we discovered the Exit In to do that, because we recognize how special of a place it really is and all the memories that were created. And we want to just keep honoring that, and we're here asking for your help to do so, and we thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, applicant.
Yeah.
It is really appropriate and such a great pleasure to see this come before our commission. Also, just having this historic landmark, I'm sure there might be some other comments by the other commissioners, but I know that's the groups have been working on this for a while, and to have protection of a cultural heritage is just so important, not only for our structures, but also for our history. And the music history of Nashville is just, sometimes we get that to the back seat, but truly it is part of who we are in the city. So it's really good to see, and thank you to the owners for willing to have this as a historic landmark. Public comments? Anyone you want to speak on behalf of this? Or, all right, we'll close public hearing. Commissioners?
Well, I'll go ahead and jump to the chase. There may be some other comments from people, but I'm really excited to see this happen. I really appreciate the applicant, the ownership, the research that's been done on this. And having spent many a wonderful night there, I remember Etta James was sort of a life-breaking moment when it was a life-changing moment when she sang there. So I heartily approve of this and move for acceptance of this recommendation and forwarding.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Caitlin is a second. All in favor of the motion? Okay. Any opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, then the motion passes.
Can I just say?
Yes, of course.
This is really exciting to me. I'm a huge music fan, and I've seen many shows at the Exit Inn. I even got to play on the stage one time. So, yeah, probably the only person in the commission, maybe. I don't know. So this is great. I've been following the story about the Exit Inn in the paper ever since AJ Capital bought it. There was a lot of, Nashville has a lot of angst about development these days. There was a lot of worry about what was going to happen to the club. I just love seeing that you guys really were committed to doing what you've done. It goes against the grain of everything that people say about Nashville these days about what's happening with development, and I just thank you so much. It's great. Savannah, also great presentation. I'm a CHP alum myself, so glad to see you guys are still doing great work with Dr. West. And yeah, a lot of us, we're everywhere in Nashville, so great job. Thanks a lot. It's exciting.
I don't think these are working very well today, so let me know if you need me to speak up. Next up is 945 South Douglas. This is an SP revision. So in 2018, the commission approved an SP for the site at 945 South Douglas. 19 houses were approved with specific heights, number of stories, and widths for each. The SP was approved by planning and then by council. The applicant has been returning to this commission for final approval of each individual house design. And to date, the commission has approved units 1 through 7, which are all street-facing units. The applicant originally proposed the massing seen here for the interior units, so that's numbers 10 through 19, kind of seen in pink there at the bottom. These units were identified as type 3 buildings and were noted as being, quote, 2 stories, although the form appears to be 2.5 stories. MHCC recommended approval of the type 3 buildings as proposed, finding that the proposed massing met section 3A1 for new construction height. When council approved the final SP, the language stated that the maximum overall height is 2 stories in 35 feet. The applicant presented a design for the first interior unit to staff in March of 2021. In consulting with planning staff, Historic Zoning Commission staff learned that planning will not approve any occupiable space beyond a 2nd story due to the 2-story language that was proposed by the applicant and ultimately approved by council. While MHCC defines a half-story as a story that is fully under roof, often identified by dormers, skylights, or windows in a gable field, the code does not have a definition for a half-story, and thus planning considers any occupiable space on the 3rd level to create a 3-story structure. In response to staff feedback, the applicant has provided a revised draft of a sample interior unit. These more fully developed elevations are shown as a courtesy to the commission, just to present a clearer picture of what the final design might look like. At this time, staff is not making a recommendation on this specific proposal shown here, rather is only addressing the number of stories for type 3 buildings. So staff recommends to council approval of the type 3 form originally presented as part 1 of the SP review, those interior units 10 through 19. Historical Commission staff describes this building type as a 2.5-story form, defining a half-story as one where there is usable space fully under roof, often identified by dormers, skylights, or windows in a gable field. Staff finds that the proposed SP revision meets Section 3 for new construction of the Waverly Belmont Design Guidelines that were in place in 2018. If this SP is approved by council, the applicant will still be required to return to the commission with additional applications, including full plans complete with design details for our typical review, and to be sure that they meet all the other requirements of the SP. It's a little bit confusing. Does anyone have questions for me? I know the applicant's here as well. But did you want to speak?
My name's Martin Wick. I'm at 912 Bailey Street. I'm the architect for this project. Jenny did a pretty good job of explaining this. It's kind of a confusing situation. And I just wanted to reiterate, we're not asking for any changes to the massing that was approved in 2018. This is just kind of an unfortunate confusion in the language that we used in the SP, where in working with historic and with staff, we came up with the massing that clearly showed dormers, and we had discussed our intent to have finished space under that roof with historic. And at the time, the language kind of led us to describing it as 2 stories. And so that's what carried through to the SP. And so at the end of the day, we came back, we worked through a bunch of the front units and then started working on back units. And when planning and code saw it, they told us we couldn't do any space underneath the roof because we had used that 2-story description. So we're really just trying to change the language of the SP to match the intent from the very beginning. And we are not trying to change anything about the massing that the commission approved with the original design. And I wanted to reiterate that. If you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them as well.
Thank you.
Sure.
We might.
Okay.
Open public hearing? Close public hearing? Commissioners? Remind us again on the 1 through 10, or that's already been approved. How many stories are they?
So you've approved 1 through 7, I believe, so far. And each unit had its own specific requirements. So some of those are 1.5, some of them are 2.
Okay. And so the ones in the interior of the lot are asking to go from 2 to 2.5.
Right. This is the massing that they originally showed that you recommended approval of. The language that accompanied that said 2 stories, but it does clearly show those dormers as well. So they're not proposing to change that massing. They just want to change the way it's described, if that makes sense.
Okay. I think so, but the commissioners might have questions.
Yes, Madam Chair, I do have probably, I don't know, either Robin or our legal counsel, because I think this SP, back in when we approved, our intention was to approve 2.5 story. But technicality, when it went to council, the language clearly changed to 2 story up to 35 feet. So what would be the appropriate language, to allow 2.5 story structure under the Metro Code? It will have to be 3 story with 35 feet maximum. However, intention is not full 3 story, but 2.5 stories. So I think we would like to be kind of careful. Just applicant will have to come back to the Historic Zoning Commission, and then it's not full 3 story, but 2.5 stories. So if you have any suggestion to
yes.
the specific language on that.
Yes, codes doesn't have a definition for half-story. So rather than dealing with that sort of no man's land of having a definition, we could use historic's definition, is that appropriate? They just dropped it all together, and they just went with the total height to be approved, and then the form of it to be approved by you, and then so they're not dealing with the number of stories at all.
Thank you. Sounds good to me, because I hate, applicant have to come back again and, deal with that kind of language. So I appreciate that.
Commissioners, any other questions? Okay, is there a motion?
Madam Chairman, with respect to 945 South Douglas Avenue, I move for approval with staff recommendations.
Okay. Vice Chair has made the motion. Is there a second? Okay. Commissioner Johnson has made the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. None opposed? And that motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, next up is 1308 Forrest Avenue. You should have received an email from Councilman Withers this morning in support of this project. So this is an application for an addition at 1308 Forrest. The applicant has asked to defer the outbuilding for revisions, so today we're just going to be looking at the addition. Staff finds that the addition meets the guidelines. It's neither taller nor wider than the historic house, and it has the appropriate insets. It meets all setback requirements as well. The design has a modern aesthetic and detailing that are both differentiated from the historic house, yet compatible. The glass curtain wall is proposed at the basement level where the addition connects to the historic house. An attached garage is proposed at the basement level, which is accessed from the rear. This meets the design guidelines. You can see in the rear elevation here that there is an elevated deck connecting the house to the formerly proposed outbuilding. Both the deck and the outbuilding are no longer a part of the application as we're looking at it today. This rendering shows the addition with the proposed modification. The side deck will remain within that box there on the side elevation, but will not extend beyond it. So kind of where I've put that yellow box, that part is all being removed. So in conclusion, staff recommends approval of the proposed addition with the following conditions. Partial demolition shall be accomplished manually. Staff shall review and approve final materials. The HVAC location shall be reviewed and approved. And then we don't need that final condition since we're not looking at the outbuilding today. I know the applicant is here and would like to speak. Do you have questions for me first?
Just a general comment.
Sure.
That we've started to see about shoring plans and the staff recommendation. I know we mentioned that last time, but again, it's really good to see that so that developers or construction contractors will be clear on having that demo plan or shoring up plan. So thank you, staff, for updating that language.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon. My name is Matt Schutz, and I live at 5025 Hillsborough Pike. Thank you for having me here today. I'm really excited to be here. I want to thank the owners, Andy and Janelle, who are great people and open to modern and contemporary architecture, which is not everybody's bag. I also want to thank Jenny. I joked around a little bit at the beginning. As much as I've kind of used boxy forms don't always fit well into categorical boxes. So I know running through this staff recommendation took a lot of work, and I really appreciate her helping us through this process. So today, with this particular project, we went through a massing model, and Jenny did a great job showing what part we're asking to defer today and what part we're reviewing.
Could you please speak closer to the mic there?
Excuse me.
My hearing is not real great today, so I appreciate it.
Yes, so I have this massing model that you can take a look at. It's not perfect, but it helps you get a good idea of how the spaces are fitting together. The little, you can take this piece off if you want, because that's the part that we're deferring to another time. Thank you, Robin. It should hold together. I wouldn't turn it upside down, but so as a complete project, we did want to present a little bit of how we felt it all fit together today. And you can see that in the model and in some of the drawings. Our goal from the beginning has been to try and respect the context that we're within. Speaking of shoring up the building, we also want to shore up the district and the history. even with new construction. And so in your packet, this is a sample of some of the things that were submitted in the application. But if you turn to, let's see, page, let's see, it really kind of starts on page A7.35. We tried to look at the building at the front in an elevation study, and then as well with a building footprint study. And then finally, we also took a look at a street perspective study to try and make sure this visual scale and actual scale was being preserved within the vicinity. In the interest of time, I'll stop here and say I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
Matt, thank you for the details. Open public hearing? Close public hearing? Commissioners?
Well, I do have to say that I appreciate this application and the thoroughness. Sometimes we get projects that come before us and it's hard to visualize exactly what that project is going to look like. That's not a problem in this case, and we appreciate the applicant's preparation and work to show everything clearly. I like the combination of contemporary and traditional and the approach that's been taken. I agree with the staff recommendations and look forward to the other commissioners' comments.
I agree. I think it's an interesting addition to this. You know, it's a cool house already, and then, you know, it's obviously differentiated with the modern and the historic, which, you know, a lot of people misinterpret our commission as, you know, wanting people to build old things or old-looking things. But I think, you know, it's all about being compatible but also differentiating. So I think this is a really cool house. So, and I do appreciate also the thoroughness of the applicant.
I too echo previous commissioner's comment, and I would like to thank applicant for deferring the outbuilding portion, because that was the one I was struggling, try to how reconcile with the guideline with this design, and without, you know, I didn't know how to reconcile it. So having, you know, defy it and, you know, continue working with the staff is the right way. And as far as addition goes, I think that's a great model. It's literally a mixture with modern design, but not destroying historical component. So I really appreciate the thoughtfulness of the applicant, as well as working with the staff, and really helped with a detailed staff analysis.
I agree with the comments so far. Great job, Matt. Really, I loved looking through the drawings today, and I think it's the most comprehensive and thorough applicant study, for lack of a better word, that I think I've seen before the commission. So it was really helpful to see all the different profiles and views. Quick question: is this the first time? It's the first time I've seen a breezeway in an applicant's project. I thought it was a really neat sort of topography-fueled aspect of the design, but it's just a new thing. I don't know that I've ever seen one. Well, anyway, good job. I like the design, and yep.
I agree with everything that's been said, and I'll go ahead and make a motion. With regards to 1308 Forrest Avenue, I move for approval with staff recommendations.
Okay. Motion.
Striking the fourth as shown for that item.
Commissioner Fitz, do you have your mic on?
I did. That might not be close enough.
I know. I think I'm having a hard time hearing today, so if you just make sure you lean in.
With regards to 1308
Forrest Avenue, I move for approval with staff recommendations, striking number 4 as noted by staff.
Thank you, Commissioner Fitz. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Price made the second. All in favor? Okay. Any opposed? None seeing. The motion passes. Thank you. Thank you for that great presentation. And staff, thank you for the recommendation as well. That's why. Okay. I can't really hear very well today.
Okay, the next one is 1401 Holly Street. The application is to construct a rear and side addition to the historic house at 1401 Holly Street. The house at 1401 Holly Street is a circa 1915 contributing home in the Lockland Springs East End Conservation Zoning Overlay. At 1401 Holly Street, there is a historic house labeled in this slide Building 1 and a non-historic commercial building labeled Building 2. These buildings, along with another historic house at 1405 Holly Street labeled Building 3, share a single owner, and together the 3 buildings and the common space between them form a campus for the Holly Street Daycare Center. The historic home at 1401 Holly Street was directly impacted by the March 2020 tornado and suffered damage. Since the tornado, Holly Street Daycare has been actively engaged with architects and engineers to determine the appropriate next steps for the structure. A Metro combination sewer easement bisects the property and limits options for alternative new construction, as indicated in this slide by the dashed red line. The applicant previously requested demolition but deferred prior to the Commission's review. The project includes replacing an existing rear addition, adding dormers, adding a side addition, and lifting the house. Although some of these actions are not direct fits with the design guidelines, staff found them to be appropriate because of the constraints on the property. Constraints including a diagonal utility easement, storm damage, rehab requirements based on the existing use, and significant grade changes, size of the lot, and structural concerns. Staff recommends approval of the project with the following conditions. Partial demolition be accomplished manually and not begin until a scope of work outlining the method for partial demo, lifting the building, creating a new foundation, replacing the building, and securing the building during interior demolition as provided for review. Staff approve all material selections for foundation, cladding, roofing, windows, doors, porch elements, trim, and site elements prior to purchase and installation, and the location of utility meters and mechanicals shall be reviewed prior to an administrative sign-off on building permits, if located anywhere forward of the midpoint of the house. With these conditions, staff finds the proposed addition meets the design guidelines for Lockland Springs. Any questions for me? I know the applicant is here as well and would probably like to speak.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thanks.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Casella. I'm with Gilbert McLaughlin Casella Architects, 2305 Klein Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee. I just want to say thank you to Robin and to Joseph for working with us on this project. It's been something that's been very emotional for a lot of people and has a lot of challenges which we're trying to overcome with the design. We are open to working through everything that's indicated within the conditions with them. And at that, I'll leave it to you all to open up the discussion, and we'll be here for questions. This is...
Hello. I'm Carrie Adams. I am the owner's rep for Holly Street Daycare, and really appreciate you all working with us so collaboratively to get our flagship corner building renovated and reopened. So thank you.
Thank you. Open public hearing? Close public hearing?
You know, the tornado damage that we've seen before this commission has been really significant and heartbreaking in so many ways, and especially for a daycare center that has so many lives and families associated with it. I like the design of this. I think, gosh, the site, I don't know that there's a more difficult one, so I think it's a good solution, and heartily endorse the staff recommendation for this.
When the previous application that was removed for demolition, I actually toured the building for that anticipated request, and I am really glad to see that that was, the request to demolish was not pursued, and I think that this is just to second what Commissioner Stewart said, I just think that this is a great approach to the site. It's a difficult site, and I'm glad to see that you all decided to keep the building and not request demolition. So thanks.
Yeah, I also support the application. I know I'm a neighbor nearby. I know the property and the building very well. I know that it's a neighborhood institution that's beloved by many people. I have countless friends whose kids have gone to Holly Street. So also glad demolition was not pursued. I think this is a great balance of the idea of conservation and conservation overlay versus the need for new development. So I applaud the applicants and support the application.
Yeah, we'll just make a note that we received a letter in support of the application from Councilman Withers of this district, just for the record, and then seeing, I agree with all the previous commissioners on this, so therefore, regarding 1401 Holly Street, I move for approval of the project with all listed staff recommendations.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Jones made the motion and Vice Chair made the second. All in favor? None opposed? And the motion carries. Again, thank you. It was an emotional time during March 2020, and thank you for working so hard with staff. I, too, have some friends that have gone there, so it is an institution. So, again, good luck.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, next up is 1914 Shelby Avenue, a circa 1947 minimal traditional house. Staff finds that the house's date of construction, materials, and form do not contribute to the historic character of the Lockland Springs Conservation Overlay. MHDC staff issued an administrative permit for the house's demolition in November 2021. Here is a site plan. The project is meeting all base zoning setbacks. The front setback is drawn at approximately 50 feet from the street, but the applicant has not yet received an official survey showing the houses on either side. So staff is recommending that no permit be issued until we receive the official survey that shows where the houses on the other lots are to make sure that that front setback is where it should be. Here's the front facade. The infill is 1.5 story with a maximum height of 24 feet 11 inches from grade. This does meet the historic context where houses range from 19 feet to 28 feet tall. The house will be 4 inches wide, which also meets the historic context. Here are the side facades. And so just here are some photos. These are all houses on the same side of the street as the 1914 Russell. You can see there's a mixture of some non-contributing and then contributing structures as well. And then these are the houses across the street, which are largely contributing. So staff is recommending approval of the project with the following conditions. I won't read them out. They're all pretty much standard conditions that we usually have. So the applicant is here.
Thank you, Melissa.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne Smith. I'm at 1627 Long Avenue. I'm the designer for this project, and I'm in agreement with everything that Alyssa has worked on and presented. Any questions, just let me know.
Thank you, applicant.
Thank you.
Open public hearing. Close public hearing. Okay. Any questions, comments?
If there are no other comments on 1914 Russell Street, I move for approval with the staff recommendation.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Price and a second by Vice Chair. All in favor? Okay. I don't think there's any opposed, so the motion carries. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next up is 1203 Lillian. This is an application for infill at 1203 Lillian Street. This block has no historic context. The applicant for this project has designed several similar infill houses on this block that have been constructed over the last several years. The existing house is non-contributing and will be demolished. The applicant has provided a streetscape that shows the other recently constructed infill houses along this block face. The subject house is on the far right. It is consistent with previous approvals and the immediate context in terms of number of stories, width, height, roof form, dormers, orientation, setbacks, parking, and rhythm of openings. The consolidated guidelines state that generally porch columns on infill should have bases and capitals, so staff recommends the capitals be added. An open carport is proposed for the rear on the first level. Staff finds this to be appropriate in this specific instance because the lot is very short at only 100 feet deep. The Commission approved this same attached carport feature for the other infill houses in this immediate vicinity as well. And here's a quick look at the floor plans. In conclusion, staff recommends approval of the proposed infill with the following conditions. Again, these are the standard conditions regarding floor height, materials. We would ask that capitals be added to the porch posts. We would like a concrete walkway to be added from the front porch to either the street or the driveway, which is consistent with the other houses, and then the utility locations. I believe the applicant is here. Maybe not.
Okay.
You have questions for me? Yes.
Just one question. It seems like applicant designed quite a few houses in this vicinity.
Correct.
All other projects included capitals as well?
You know, I was looking at the photographs, and I believe they do. I don't know that I included any photos here in the slides, but I know I did notice them in at least one or two of the other ones. So they didn't express any concern with that condition.
Look at the pictures of the houses that have been done. I think you'll see that.
Yeah, it should be there in your packet.
Yeah.
Yes, it seems like the other one had
I think they do, and I think that's
yes.
probably their intent, but
Right,
it wasn't showing on the
Yeah,
plans.
that's why I just wanted to make sure. This is not one exception. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So the applicant's not here. Okay, open public hearing. Close public hearing.
Madam Chairman, with respect to 1203 Lillian Street, I move for approval with staff conditions.
Vice Chair's made a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mayhall. All in favor? Okay. I do not hear or see any opposed, so the motion carries. Thank you. That was a good question, Commissioner Johnson. Okay.
Last but not least. Or, no, there's one more after this. It was moved from consent. Sorry, false alarm. 1919 Holly Street is currently a vacant lot. It was the house that stood there previously was destroyed by the tornado in March 2020. The proposed new house will be 1 1/2 stories with a side gabled form, gabled front dormer, and gabled projection. It will be 29 feet tall from grade to the tallest point, 34 feet wide at the front with a bay adding 2 feet of width on the right side. The materials will be fiber cement clapboard, fiber cement and wood trim with brick accents and an asphalt shingle roof. And staff recommends approval of the proposed infill construction with the conditions listed on the screen. I don't see the applicant here, but I can answer any questions.
That's a nice bow you have on there, Mr. Shaw. It's quite festive. Okay, so if the applicant is not here, then we will open public hearing. Close public hearing. Okay. Commissioners?
If there are no other comments, in regards to 1919 Holly Street, I move for approval with staff recommendations.
Okay. Commissioner Fitz has made a motion, and the Vice Chair has made a second. All in favor? Okay, thank you. And I do not or hear, see any opposed, so the motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, this is our last item on the agenda today. 416 Jefferson Street is a case returning, which you saw last month. The block is currently, the entire block is vacant, bounded by Jefferson Street, Madison Street, and 4th and 5th Avenues. This commission reviewed a proposal for mixed-use development covering the entire block last month, and that application was approved with the condition that 2 3-story components be reduced in height and that the applicant return after seeking support from the neighbors. I broke it up into 5 components in my staff recommendation, and the previous application, it was components 2 and 3 that were required to be revised per the commission's decision. In the previous application, those 2 components were 3 stories, 39 feet tall, and the guidelines for that section of the overlay allow up to 30 feet tall and 2 stories. The revised design, and that's the rendering of the previous version. I can go back through these, but we'll stick with the renderings. In the revised design, the massing has been broken up by stepping back the 3rd-story mass 10 feet from Madison Street and a little less than 3 feet from the numbered streets, leaving the building with a 2-story massing at the front corner. The wall of the 2-story facades will be 26 feet tall with a 3-foot balcony or railing above, with it creating an uncovered deck. And then the parapet height of the 3rd story, which steps back, is 37 feet. The applicant did meet with the neighborhood representatives and received their report, which was referenced in a letter attached to the staff recommendation. And staff finds that the revised massing meets the conditions of last month's approval, and staff recommends approval of this revised submission with the conditions shown on the screen.
Thank you, Sean. Applicant, would you like to comment?
Hello, I'm Celeste Patterson, and I'm the president of the HG Hill Realty Company. And Jimmy is out of town today and unfortunately can't be here. We want to say we're 126 years old this year. We're all here in Nashville. We have 6 generations of family here, and I'm trying to get adopted, but I haven't yet. I'm working on it.
Ms. Patterson, you should be adopted. You have been with them for quite a few years.
A long time, yes, 22 years. We want to thank you, the commission and the staff, for helping us improve this project. We're really excited about it, and I'm going to turn this over to our very competent architects. So thanks. And I'm doing CPE, sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you all, and echo Celeste's comments. We really appreciate your input. I think the discussion from the last meeting was very instructive and very helpful for all of us as we move forward. We did go meet with the neighborhood very quickly and included Councilman O'Connor in that meeting. We had great unanimous agreement from all involved, and I think Councilmember O'Connor would say he is in 100% support of where we are in the project. Subsequent to that meeting, we also went before MDHA Design Review Committee, submitted this package to them, and had unanimous approval there as well. So I will pass this out and take any questions. It is probably exactly what you have in your documents. But the solution here that's depicted in this view is for the corner at 5th and Madison. It is the same similar mirror opposite hand solution at 4th and Madison. And in addition to what is evident here in the renderings, we have also decreased the overall height from floor to floor on all floors here. But we created an expansion in a step in the building, so you can see we went from 2 stories now up to 3. So there's a transition that happens all the way from Jefferson along 5th and 4th to Madison and brings it back down to that two-story scale. We fit within, as you'll see in these, in your package, you see the red dashed line. We are within that in the two-story zone. We're under the 30-story, and also you see the additional 5-story or 5-foot line for the additional height for a gable. Behind that, at the 3-story part, we were just 1'4" taller than that at the roof line. But you can see that happens kind of back behind where that transition would happen at the build-to line. So we've brought this scale down, moved it back. We've also brought it out to a 2-story scale on both 4th and 5th, in addition to where we are on Madison. With that, I'll reserve time and answer questions.
Thank you for revision. Also, thank you for being here after thinking you might be on consent agenda. But the reason being is that because you did make some great efforts to revise from our past meeting, and also that you've come to a really good agreement with the Germantown Association. So thank you for that. It's going to be a great project for Germantown. And again, we can't say that enough, but just for the record.
Well, it's testament to the process and all
Yes,
the
it
input
is.
here, so thank you very much.
It is for the process. Thank you. Any questions to the applicant? Okay. I'll open public hearing. Close public hearing. Commissioners?
Real fast here, I just want to make a quick disclosure. Just a couple weeks ago, I ran into Jimmy Granberry of HG Hill at a ULI event, and we just briefly, he said, we're excited about the project, and I didn't know it was coming back this month, but he just mentioned that, hey, we immediately met with the neighborhood, everybody's on board, and that was the end of it. So just a quick disclosure on that. No bearing on my decision today, but just
Thank you, Commissioner.
that did happen.
Appreciate that.
I actually, it may have been the same event, but had similar conversations. And so if I need to recuse myself, tell me, but
Do you need to?
But I do want to say, I really admire and appreciate both the way the neighborhood association, all the neighborhood representatives, and HG Hill work together with Hastings to find a solution that I think is an outstanding solution and wonderful project.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
With
just
that-
want to echo and thank staff and applicant because we did like the project, but we are a little bit hesitant about the abrupt transition. So reducing and further setback really helps with a better transition, and I am pleased with having the 100% neighborhood support as well. And so for that, we would like to thank our staff as well as applicant and neighborhood. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a great design resolution, and I second everything all of the other commissioners have said. And it's great to work towards something that the neighborhood association supports. And I'm just really excited about this project. It's going to be such a great addition to Germantown and the city. So that's great. If no one else has further comments,
Elizabeth's got one.
Address.
Hold on, Commissioner.
416. With regards to 416 Jefferson, I move for approval with all staff recommendations.
Okay. Commissioner Fitz has made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Mayhall's made the second. All in favor? Okay. I don't think there's any opposed. So that motion passes. Okay. Thank you again. We appreciate you being
Thank you all
here.
very much. We appreciate all the help. Thanks, Robin. Sean?
Thanks. Before you end the meeting, I just wanted to point out that next year, which is right around the corner, we will have to meet in a different location 3 different times. So that's at the bottom of your agenda. So April 20th, July 20th, and October 19th, we'll be meeting in the Bransford Conference Room. They were kind enough to share that with us again. And that is also on the website. So I know you probably won't remember those dates right now, but when it comes up, we'll certainly remind you, and you can always find it on the website
as well.
Everybody, happy holidays. Everybody be safe. It's strange that 2021 is and 2022 is coming forth. So again, thank you, staff, for your hard work. Commissioners, I always appreciate all of you and how you bring your expertise and your wisdom and such patience. I learned so much from you all. And also want to thank Anne, who is on board. So anyway, very grateful for each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.